In case you are not noticing, some of the largest supply chain security attacks across multiple tools have been happening over the last month, and that has kind of escalated to a new level over the last couple of days. I am talking about the TeamPCP supply chain attacks, and in this video, I'm going to break down how it's happened, what has currently happened, and what might even happen likely moving forward because of this attack, because we still don't know the effects of this as time progresses. So this is going to be an interesting video. Watch to the very end to understand what has happened with the TeamPCP supply chain attacks and why some of your favorite security and AI libraries have been compromised, and why this is likely to be a long lasting event. The Team PCP supply chain attack campaign kind of reads like a fast paced novel, like a thriller, if you will, because it is really one of those things that has had a massive impact on supply chains in terms of the software we use. And it is one of those things that is still likely ongoing. We still don't know what is the effect of this and how long this is going to last. Now, let's talk about what this was. Over the last couple of months, since mid February to now in March, there have been three major compromises that have come from this very attack chain. One was a very popular container security supply chain tool called Trivy was compromised. This is from a security company called Aqua. Their open source tool Trivy was compromised. Along with that, more recently, KICS or KICS from Checkmarx, which is Checkmarx's plugin for their SaaS and supply chain product, was also compromised. And more recently, one of the most popular libraries in the AI space for Python, which is LiteLLM, was compromised. And all this seems to be the beginning of a larger series of events that's likely to take place over the course of the next few months. Let's walk through the attack sequence and give you the highlights, and then I'm going to delve into the specifics of what happened in the attack. So, in late February, the Trivy repository in GitHub was compromised. Trivy, if you don't know, is one of the most popular container security and source composition scanning tools. Companies and users use it extensively to scan their containers and scan their libraries for vulnerabilities and other supply chain security issues. So Trivy is a very popular library. It's been built by the team over at Aqua Security. Now, Trivy was compromised where an attacker was able to create a pull request, and through that pull request, the attacker was able to compromise Trivy, the actual GitHub token that was being used by Trivy to run certain automated functions. Through that, the attacker was able to poison 76 out of 77 releases of Trivy, which means that every single container or container image that was running Trivy pretty much was compromised at this particular point in time. So anyone pulling those container images or those packages from GitHub related to Trivy would basically be pulling a compromised package. Trivy is so popular that it's being run across multiple CI/CD systems, multiple scanning processes, multiple environments. It's really a very, very popular tool. So, because of this, whoever downloaded Trivy within this particular time from any one of these 76 compromised packages was running a backdoored malware, which was basically the masquerading as Trivy. Over the next few days, we also had a couple of other compromises that were pretty big. First was the KICS plugin from Checkmarx. Checkmarx used Trivy to scan, I think, to run some kind of container scan or run some kind of source composition scan on the KICS plugin. And because of this, their KICS plugin was also backdoored and compromised because now they were running a malware version of Trivy. And since Trivy had access to the secrets within that particular GitHub repository, that was also compromised. More recently, on March 24th, LiteLLM was compromised. And this is really, really big. This is where it gets really bad. LiteLLM is one of the most popular AI libraries in the Python ecosystem. It's literally used by every single Python library and SDK to be able to access multiple model providers. So let's say I want my same piece of code to access OpenAI or Anthropic or Gemini. I use LiteLLM as the library to be able to do so. Now, LiteLLM also used Trivy to perform container scanning or probably source composition scanning. When they did this, what happened was that their key that published LiteLLM to the Python cheese shop or the Python package repository was compromised. And as a result, the LiteLLM packages version 1.82.7 and 1.82.8 were both compromised. Thankfully, they were immediately quarantined and action was taken. But as you can see, compromising one tool has led to, or one repository has led to a chain reaction of compromising so many other places. And this is really where the TeamPCP supply chain attack kind of highlights the vulnerability in the system, where attackers are able to perpetrate ecosystem level compromises by just compromising a single important piece of your software supply chain. I've prepared a visualization to explain how this attack actually happened and to also demonstrate how simple yet diabolical this entire attack sequence is. And I'm going to start with the Aqua Security Trivy compromise. So, Aqua Security GitHub personal access token was compromised. This was compromised because Aqua Security had enabled something called a pull underscore request underscore target on their GitHub workflows. Now, this means that anyone who forks the repository or submits a pull request from a fork will be able to run this workflow and will also be able to access the secrets from this workflow. Now, this workflow is typically not a good thing. It's used for when you need to do some basic automation like PR triage or some kind of triage. It also is meant to load the metadata of the pull request. But unfortunately, the access token Aqua Security had on that job had a lot of privileges. It was called the Aqua bot or something like that. It had a lot of privileges. Because it had privileges, the attackers were able to compromise this particular token. And this token had the ability to push release artifacts on that particular repository and obviously change the code and so on and so forth. So with this token, what they did was they changed a bunch of Trivy container images with tags, right? Now, these are container images with certain tags that may be like SHA values or something like that. Now, a lot of people think that these container tags are immutable or very secure or something like that. That's not really the case. The tag is just some kind of an identifier. And unless your CI/CD system or your container registry sets it up as immutable tags, which is what you should ideally be doing, these tags can just be overwritten. So I can have a tag called :prod and I can just rewrite something on :prod, and that doesn't do anything. That actually changes the entire thing and doesn't provide any kind of supply chain assurance. So they clearly had mutable tags, and apparently GitHub Actions or GitHub, the container registry, also allows only mutable or something like that. I'm not specifically sure, but they didn't have immutable tags set up. Now, because of this, anyone who used these container images in their CI/CD or during the regular course of their work is now compromised, right? Because they are running this Trivy package wherever in some execution environment. In most cases, Trivy was run as a part of the CI/CD environment. And because it was run in the part of the CI/CD environment, it had access to all the tokens that were injected into that GitHub workers machine that was running this code. And this is the big problem. Because it had access to those secrets, it would just memory scrape those secrets from the proc location and then use those secrets to exfiltrate those secrets to the attackers' endpoints. They were encrypted with AES-256 and then wrapped with an RSA key on top of it, which meant that even any kind of deep packet inspection would not work because it is encrypted payloads. And in case they were not allowed to make external network calls, they essentially created a public GitHub repository called TeamPCP docs and then added those credentials to those particular things, which look like a legitimate kind of a repository and so on. So you see that this has led to the compromise of both the KICS Checkmarx repository as well as LiteLLM. Now, LiteLLM, like I said, is the big one because LiteLLM is used by, I'm sure, hundreds of millions of machines and products all over the place. LiteLLM is the most popular library for proxying AI workloads and for you to be able to access multiple different AI providers through a single interface. That's what LiteLLM provides. And LiteLLM was compromised version 1.82.7, 1.82.8. In fact, in 1.82.8, they actually introduced a path file variable into the system, which would invoke every single time any Python process executed in that system, which means that anytime it happened, it would just execute, and that would cause a huge potential breach because all your secrets, your SSH keys, your Kubernetes secrets, your AWS secrets, all likely to be stolen. So if you install LiteLLM over the course of the last couple of days, this was definitely something that you would have run into. So as you can see, it was one compromise of one tool that has compromised so far two other major tools in the ecosystem, and is likely to lead to a compromise of several other tools in the ecosystem as well, simply because if Trivy is a very popular scanning tool, and if it's used by whichever the other repository, now that is likely to be compromised, or at least considered compromised, which means you have to rotate your credentials, remove Trivy, probably wait for them to release a new package that is secure. They should obviously, they probably have released some information about what steps they've taken. In fact, it was compromised twice, so there's also that element to consider. So what should we be doing in this particular case? Now, the first thing to do is rotate all your credentials. First of all, identify whether you are affected by this, by any of this in the chain. If you're using Trivy, there's a good chance that you should immediately look at rotating all your credentials immediately. Do not do a rolling credential rotation. Do everything at once, because there's a good chance that all of it is compromised if you're using Trivy. The other thing you have to consider is to sign your container images. In fact, one of the big criticisms of GitHub in this entire thing is that they allow for a pull request target, and they don't have default signing and stuff like that, or immutable tags with transparency logs and so on and so forth. That's one of the criticisms that's happened. So a lot of the GitHub Actions ecosystem is also to blame here, because they don't provide some of these features by default, and they also provide pull request target, which is a very vulnerable way of running a particular GitHub workflow. So this is something that has caused a lot of issues. So definitely the first thing you should do, identify the versions that are affected, rotate your credentials, check if you have LiteLLM, rotate those credentials, and then of course make sure that you implement some of these CI/CD checks within your CI/CD supply chain, and ensure that you are protected. Ensure that you also ideally want to block down egress, so that network calls to random destinations cannot be made from your CI/CD system. So this is a pretty serious supply chain attack, and like I said, it has the makings of an ecosystems level attack, and it's very important to consider how this can affect you, and very important to consider what steps you can take to prevent something like this from happening and affecting your own supply chain ecosystem. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much.